Ready, set, draw!
And it's your turn.
Okay, so I'll ready up, set draw. Okay, I'm gonna ink Hercules, and then I'm gonna pay 3. I'm gonna play this Ariel.
Ooh, digging for answers.
Yeah, got it, man. Nothing. Look at the top 4. Okay, I'll grab a whole new world.
Ooh, okay.
Seems pretty good. And with the Gaston, I'll sing a whole new world.
All right. Discard our hands. And I don't know how you could pull this out. You're at 18. You really just need like a low-cost character that can withstand my damage, but I just don't know if you can get anything like that or if anything like that even exists.
Yeah, dude. I keep singing songs and trying to get over what you have. But you know what? I did hear of a legend at another LGS. Some sort of jingle that just gives you a card.
A jingle that gives you a card?
Yeah. It was fun, fancy, virtually free. Golden Harp, the card for me. What?
Who are you?
I'm Lorcana. Did one of you guys do the jingle?
That was me. I did the jingle.
All right, 1 golden harp coming up.
Judge!
What's that card, you asked, that could solve all of Tyler's problems? Introducing Golden Harp, Enchanter of the Land, the newest addition to Amber and Ursula's Return. Golden Harp is a 1-cost inkable storyborn ally with 1 strength, 4 willpower, and 2 lore. With all of that awesome for so little cost, there's got to be a drawback, right? Well, here it is. She has the ability Stolen Away. At the end of your turn, if you didn't play a song this turn, banish this character. But come on, you know you'd hum a few bars for this enchanting lady. You already love singing anyway. What's this? I think I hear someone else trying a jingle.
All right, so I'll pay 1 for a Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, and I have 2 ink left. That Smee is a problem. He doesn't do it. That guy sang that jingle earlier, and that helped him. Ooh, what was it? Fun, fancy, and virtually free. Golden cart lost at sea? What the?
Did somebody order a baboon?
I did not ask for a baboon, but I will take it.
Okay, cool. Here.
What the heck, Judge?
Warning. Ready, Set, Draw TCG and its members are not responsible for your game losses in which you rely on magically gifted cards. Do not attempt to add cards from outside of your deck to your hand during organized or casual play. According to the Play Correction Guidelines, sections 3.8 regarding outside assistance and 4.4 pertaining to cheating, receiving a card, no matter how magical in nature, could result in an immediate match loss or disqualification. The jingle portrayed in this skit does not and should not summon any representative of Lorcana or the Great Illuminary.
All right, your turn.
All right, I'll ready up and draw. I gotta answer that Cogsworth, so I guess I will ink a Rafiki, and I'll pay 5 to let it go Cogsworth.
That has ward.
Oh, I forgot. Can I take that back?
No. Hey, Judge, he just tried to let it go my Cogsworth. What do we do here?
Take it from me. There are no judges here.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed that little skit we put together for this wonderful card. Golden Harp, Enchanter of the Land. It is a storyborn ally, 1 strength, 4 willpower, 1 cost inkable, 2 lore with the ability Stolen Away. At the end of your turn, if you didn't play a song this turn, banish this character. You'll miss her when she's gone. And the art is done by Andrea Parisi. So wonderful job on that.
Nice job, Andrea.
Now, this jingle we had is a little bit special just because it does have a nod to the property it comes from, Fun and Fancy Free. An older property of Disney, probably a pretty deep cut for a lot of people.
By the way,
sure.
if you don't know when Fun, Fancy Free, it came out in 1947, which is 10 years after Snow White came out in 1937.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy.
What a deep cut, Mr. Disney Trivia.
Hey man, I actually looked this up last night because I was talking to my
Yeah.
parents about the card, and,
Yeah.
kind of about the card, but like just kind of in general of like
Yeah.
where it was coming from. And I was like, how old is this movie?
Yeah.
Like, because
It's
I've
pretty old.
never heard of
It's
this
pretty
movie
old.
ever.
Yeah.
I think I can comfortably say I've never seen it until the
Yeah.
card
When
reveal.
we were,
so it's like
when we were given the card,
Yeah.
I was like,
now I
yeah,
have to know.
I'm going to have to Google
Yeah.
I feel like Ravensburger did the deepest cut here. 'Cause they're like, we're going to bring something out that you guys have never seen.
From the 40s.
Yes.
80 years
Good
ago.
job. Good job.
If you had heard of this property before we did this card reveal, then props to you. Let us know in the comments.
You are probably ancient. Just saying.
So with this card, let's get to the meat of the issue here. Where do we see it being useful? What decks do you think it fits in the most?
I honestly think Amber Steel Songs is gonna love
Yes, sir.
this card.
Yes,
Makes
sir.
sense.
It's got kind of everything you want in a 1-drop for that deck. I mean, obviously you're gonna want to play Cinderella, or as I like to say, Cindy Yaya. Shout out to my niece. Yeah, no, it's got really good stat. Being a 1/4,
1/4 is good.
it's a really hard body.
And
to
the
get
2
rid
lore.
of.
I mean,
Yeah.
1/4 with 2 lore. The
Yeah.
stats are
Oh
insane.
yeah, because you're gonna play this turn 2, and Cinderella's gonna sing whatever you want it to sing. And honestly, because it's a 1-drop, you could probably pay 2 of them.
Yeah.
And
How much? That is so nuts. Just to think about like the turn sequence of like turn 1 Cinderella, singer 3. Turn 2, slap down 2 golden harps and
Yeah.
sing like a strength of a raging fire.
Yeah.
You got 3 damage on something.
you just rip somebody's board
Yes.
in half.
Even let the
you're-
Storm Rage on. I mean,
Yeah.
you deal some damage and draw another card.
Yeah, and you are sitting on what's basically what feels like 2 Maleficent Biding Her Times or Lilo Making a Wishes. Those typically felt really taxing because they're uninkable, and they're only 1/1s.
This one's not. This one is
one's-
inkable.
This one survives so much early game removal.
I mean,
with
you
4.
you think about some of the cards we just said with like Let the Storm Rage On. You got Ba-Boom and Teeth and
Yeah.
Ambitions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some favorites here.
Yeah.
But cards like that, it survives all those early game hate cards in a
Yeah.
sense that
I
try to
think
take
for
care
sure.
of those threats.
I think, funny enough, the only one that it doesn't really survive is something that you always do. You play Sebastian.
Yep.
And so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
because that's
Like
a
a Long
2-drop.
Cane Zeus
yeah,
kinda thing.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
an Long Cane
But
Zeus.
if someone's a
100%.
long cane Zeus, my golden harp,
Thank
go
you.
for it.
Yeah.
Go
good
for
job.
it. That is the big deal because I
Yep.
think a lot of times these undercosted but overstated cards come with huge drawbacks.
Yeah.
Like Gustav the Giant, it's like a 6/6, but he doesn't ready.
Yeah.
Traditionally, which is like a huge drawback. You feel like you're having to really work around it. With this card in particular, it's the first time I'd ever seen a card that was high cost or low cost, high stats, very rewarding, but it's
Inkable.
down and inkable.
That's a
but
good
its
thing.
downside was a situation where I'm like, no, I actually do that every turn almost. If
Yeah.
my deck is functioning the way it wants to function,
Yep.
I'm doing
singing
that
a
every
lot.
turn because you don't even have to have singers once you get to a point where you haven't like 3, 4, 5 ink. I know whenever I've played Steel Song decks in the past, it's been a situation where I've played flute builds.
Yeah.
And I build a flute deck, and then it's like, well, I don't have to have a singer out. I'm just going to play the flutes, and then when I top deck my inevitable grab your swords, voila, I met the condition. Here's 2 more lore.
Exactly.
You know? This fits so nicely
this
into
case,
flute
it's
builds.
4 more lore.
sure.
Yes,
Most
for
likely
sure.
you're playing
This
2
is
of them.
like a flute that's like, and then some, because it can also challenge, if you really need to get rid of a 1-drop of theirs, a 1
If you're
Yeah,
challenging with this.
For that deck
could, though.
specifically,
Bad things
though,
happen.
it's definitely on that aggro build side.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
less of the
for sure.
mid-range control-y, but more on that if you're going the aggro way to try to get through on those more control decks.
It works with the Stitch version, like
Yep.
the aggro version.
Yep.
And if it really gets banished, like in a Stitch version, it's not the end of the world because
Oh, yeah.
you kind of got a card out of it
Yeah.
anyways for something to play for
Alex, don't
cheap.
you have a deck?
Yeah,
that-
another card that we got to bring up.
Oh,
Perdita.
oh yeah.
Perdita says, it's okay if you go away. You know, I'll bring you right back. You know, the Golden Heart may
Yes.
go away, and I'll miss her when she's gone, right? But Perdita will bring her right
I'm
back.
gonna miss her.
Yeah. And I just realized this. This was not in our plans to discuss this, but if she does get like 1 quest, you're automatically happy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just like
Let's
biding your
say-
time and all that. If
yeah.
they get 1 quest,
If
you're
you
happy.
get 1, you're happy. If you get 2, you're thrilled. If you
Yeah.
get 3, you're probably winning the game.
Yep.
With this card, whenever you quest with it, and inevitably maybe they deal with you in some way, and it has to banish itself, and you're like, oh man, I really wanted to get 1 more quest out of it. There's a card in this color that really cares about characters in the discard. It's Chernobog.
Yep.
So it's like,
my
even if it does
goodness.
banish itself, you could get rewarded
Yeah.
with Chernobog being like, thank you, I appreciate
Amber
your
is
service.
really a great color for it, period. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
bring
yeah.
up
Wanna sing
Chernobog.
songs.
Another one
Yeah.
I'm thinking of off the top right now
Yeah.
is Rapunzel. And all
Oh,
the healing
yes.
cards, they're like, oh, please grab your swords.
Yes.
Rapunzel heal.
This
It's
this
got-
takes a full 3 damage from a smash,
Yep.
and Rapunzel says thank you.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it definitely just
good.
in general, just
Genius.
having that 4 willpower is huge for this card, and it pairs perfectly with Amber. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a good
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just stunned. Enchanter of the land, enchanter of my heart. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It is a rare.
So if it is something that sees play, I expect this card to be a little harder to trade for early on because
This is
people are
gonna
going to be
end up-
just loving them some Golden Harp.
This is going
but
to end up being like Cinderella.
I think you play 4 of this, by the way.
Yeah, this is this is
Well, it's
100%
inkable, so it
a
makes it
set.
easy.
Yeah. Well, I really think this is a set to Cinderella, where
Yeah.
Cinderella, like at first when it first came out, was like solidly like $7 to $10. Like,
Well, the thing is with her, Cinderella like changed fundamentally how the early game of Steel Song
Well, yeah.
worked. I think in certain versions of Steel Song, this does the same thing.
Yeah.
And we could be overhyping the card, but it's our baby, and we're proud of it. You know what I
And
mean?
we are very appreciative of it.
Very
Oh, yeah.
appreciative. Thank you
Yes.
so much to Disney and Ravensburger
Yes.
for giving us this card to reveal. Hopefully, we have enchanted the hearts of the viewers as well as we've gotten a chance to reveal such an awesome card to the folks at home. But if you do enjoy this kind of content, if you enjoyed the skit we put on, we had a blast making it.
oh yeah,
Uh,
lots
if
of
you-
laughs.
If you enjoyed the stuff we do, we have gameplays, we have podcasts, we have product openings, we have skits like this. We're pretty much a everything Lorcana
One-stop
channel.
shop.
One-stop shop for Lorcana fun.